Welcome to episode 100 of the Prosperity Practice, the podcast that has you living your most abundant life. Today, I want to talk about celebrating your wins. I am Danielle Amos, and I'm your host. So, have you noticed that in life, we have this tendency to downplay what's going well, to downplay our wins, and we have then the opposite realm. We have the flip side. We've got this tendency to make mountains out of molehills, as the saying goes. What's that all about? Well, if you think about it, the way that we were programmed as kids, like, oh, don't show off, or it's better to be modest, or tone it down a bit. You don't want to be that kid. And because we were programmed to not show off, I think we now as adults, or at least myself personally, I found that I would brush my wins under the rug. Like if someone said, "Oh my gosh, congratulations, I saw this, and I see that you're doing this," and I'll be like, no big deal. And I'll downplay it. And I'm reminded of the powerful Marianne Williamson quote that for me is everything. And it's something that I believe we need to be reminded of constantly, that we don't need to dim our light to allow others to feel comfortable. Does that resonate? So I think, if we're told we're too much, like too loud or too successful, like we then dim so that we don't have a part to play in other people feeling uncomfortable. And this is crazy. And so this podcast, number 100, like we are here, 100 episodes of the Prosperity Practice. And I am so grateful to all of you for listening and for sharing this podcast and your comments and your 5-star reviews. I'm so grateful, and I want to celebrate the heck out of this. Like, here's the thing. As Marianne Williamson says, and this is a return from love, and this has been adapted by one of my coaches, Gina Mollicone Long. And this quote says, "My deepest fear is not that I am inadequate. My deepest fear is that I am powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, that most frightens me. I ask myself, who am I to be? Brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous. Actually, who am I not to be? I am a child of God. My playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so small that others won't feel insecure around me. I was meant to shine as children do. I was born to make manifest the glory that is within me. It's not just in me, it's in everyone. As I let my own light shine, I unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As I am liberated from fear, my presence automatically liberates others." Now, in a moment, I'm going to read that in another way so that I'm speaking to you. And I'd love for you, if you're not driving, if you have a space, to just close your eyes and put your hand on your heart as I read it. This is something to really sink in. Like, there's nothing enlightened about shrinking so small. And we've got to create the habit, a paradigm around celebrating our wins, with the understanding that as we celebrate our wins, the message is, I'm not trying to impress you with my wins. Instead, I'm here to impress upon you that if I can, you can, that it's possible for you. So allow my sharing, and this is like the mindset that I'm, the intention that I have when I share things on social media, for example, and I'm celebrating, my clients or myself and the things that we've achieved. I have the mindset and the intention that it's not about impressing you. Instead, it's impressing upon you that you can have it too. You can be, do, and have it all. And if you see examples out there, I believe that you'll think, like it might not be the first time, might be the second or third. I might trigger or activate you when you see me flying on a private jet or buying a vacation home, or, sending my daughter to a camp. Like, it may trigger you in the beginning, and then after time, I believe that something changes in us and we think, oh my gosh, like I want that too. And we surrender to the desire, and we understand that the desire is good. And if it resonates, like if we see it and we're attracted by it, even though in the moment it could rub us the wrong way, it's actually for us. And that's why we're seeing it. Like what I see in you is for me. And that's both that's the power of projection, both positive and what we could see as negative, a negative trait. Right. So listen here, just close your eyes as I read this Marianne Williamson quote so that it can really land in your subconscious mind. And then let's flip this. Let's celebrate. I want to hear from you. Like, what would you like to be acknowledged for? And let's give up this idea that we are boasting and bragging. And instead, we're here to celebrate, to inspire other people. Does that make sense? It's so powerful. And what I want to change is your idea of downplaying your wins and making mountains out of molehills. And so what happens when we do that, just to offside for a moment, just what happens when we do that is we attach what our subconscious mind remembers, and what we file for easy access for our memory are those events that have happened in our life with the most emotion. So if the wins happen and we downplay it and we don't get emotionally involved with the win, then our mind stores that memory so that it's not easily accessible. It says, oh, well, that's not important. So then when you go and do something again where you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, your memory won't even remind you of that time when you had this massive win, because you've downplayed it so much in your mind. So there's a real danger here. And what happens instead is we make mountains out of molehills, and then the obstacles and problems that we have in our life, we blow those up. The times we failed or didn't do as well as we wanted, we blow those up. We're really hard on ourselves. We attach a lot of emotion, and therefore the mind stores them in a place that's easily accessible. So then when we go out and we go to take this massive action and we get outside of our comfort zone, we're reminded, ding, 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 ding. Remember, reminder, alert. Last time you went outside of your comfort zone, this happened and you made a fool of yourself. Remember. And it doesn't bring up the memory of the success. So we want to actually do the opposite and blow up our wins, attach a lot of emotion to them so that the mind stores them in a place that's easily accessible, and then reframe our failures or our obstacles and get the lesson from it, and then be grateful and have an attitude of gratitude for the lesson, and then reframe that memory and just be like, thank you that happened, and attach less of emotion to it and gather the lesson and bring that forward so that we can learn from it. Does that make sense? Really important. Really, really important. So that's what I'm gonna really encourage you to do. Attach a ton of emotion to your wins and help me celebrate my 100th episode, and look for others in your life. Like, where are the other women celebrating? And let's celebrate with them. Let's lift each other up rather than be a person in the crowd that doesn't downplay, or that helps like other women downplay, the results. We need more cheerleaders for each other. All right. So I'm going to read this quote again, just, your hand over your heart, and breathe in and out to relax and really stay open your mind, open your subconscious mind, telling yourself to accept this is your truth and to really hear this for you. Your deepest fear is not that you are inadequate. Your deepest fear is that you are powerful beyond measure. It is your light, not your darkness, that most frightens you. You ask yourself, who are you to be? Brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so small that others won't feel insecure around you. You were meant to shine as children do. You were born to make manifest the glory that is within you. It's not just in you, it's in everyone. As you let your own light shine, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As you are liberated from fear, your presence automatically liberates others. I love you. I'm proud of you. Breathing that in. My question to you is, what can you celebrate today? Who can you cheer on in your life and celebrate with them? Is there a text or a direct message or sharing a social media post? Let's exaggerate our wins and attach a ton of emotion to them. Let's make a big deal out of the good. Why not? As we enter into the spirit of our goal achieved, of our best life, Thomas Truard, one of the greatest thinkers, said that is the great secret of life, is entering into the spirit of it. Enter into the spirit of your wins. Create massive celebrations of all your wins, big or small. The truth is that there is no such thing as big or small. There just is. And celebrate with enthusiasm, and notice how that enthusiasm is contagious. Notice how you become a magnetic match for more and more good and more things to celebrate. Because where you put your focus grows. And so the universe has to give you more things to celebrate in your life. Go out and make a difference today. Celebrate with me, with others, and with the world. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for listening to our 100th episode. When you share this episode, tag me, because we've got a special giveaway for the Bloom Botanicals. We have a brand new elixir, an Empress elixir. It's a spray that increases your vibration and allows you to speak your truth. And it's a spray you put in your mouth, and it's a partnership with one of the Thinking into Results graduates, Sarah, from Bloom Botanicals. And we've co-branded it, and it's called the Empress Elixir. And it has so much goodness in it. You just spray it on your tongue. And it's in our Success Shop. And we want to give bottles away today to celebrate our 100th episode. So here's the rule. You've got to follow myself and Bloom Botanicals, Sarah. And I want you to share this episode and tag me and encourage other people to follow the prosperity practice. And we will do our draw and do the giveaway. And you'll hear about it right here on my Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being in my world. I so appreciate you. Expect abundance.